Right, hello people. I've not made a video in a long while. Although I don't know how long it's been. It's been a while, a few months. I didn't feel like it. Every time I went to press record, I just couldn't face it. But as you can see, I am probably looking like I'm in a better place, and maybe I sound like I am. That's what people keep telling me every time they see me. Oh, Lorraine, you look better. Not that I've been ill. Why did I stop making the videos? I stopped because something happened. What was it? Oh, I went out. I went to a comedy night, and the comedians were hilarious, and I enjoyed myself and I laughed a lot. But then I felt extremely guilty. I thought to myself, Paul hasn't been gone for not even 3 months at the time, and I'm sitting there laughing at stupid jokes. And I did get a lot of comfort from my friend who, reassured me I shouldn't feel guilty. But then the following night, it was one of my friend's birthdays, and we went out for a meal. And before we went out for the meal, I did ask them if they just don't talk about what I'm going through, just don't mention it. Can we just be normal for the evening? And it was all going good. But one of them, I think, did mention to me that they thought that I was coping well. And that was it. I felt like I ruined the night after that because I couldn't stop crying. And yet again, feeling guilty for being out and having a meal and having a drink and enjoying myself. I'm not sure if I'm totally over that guilt. Because after that, I went into a dark place, a really dark place. And to be honest with you, I felt like I went so dark. I felt like I understood why some people can become addicts, whether it's alcohol, drugs, sex. I don't know about sex, but I felt like I understand how they can get addictions, because I felt like I needed sedating. I felt like I was so sick of my life and my life without Paul in it. I felt as though I wanted sedating. And I thought, if I go to the doctors or the hospital and say, can you sedate me for a week? They're not going to do it, and they're just probably going to refer me to a counsellor or something. And then I started to think, it's not fair. Why don't I know any drug dealers? Because I felt like I could do with some meth or something. I don't even know what they are. I just felt like I needed something that would, heroin, just knock me out and take me to another place where I can forget my worries and troubles. And yeah, but I mean, luckily for me, I did tell one of my friends this, and she was a great comfort to me, and she talked to me a lot and helped me through it. I'm very blessed in that way, because I have a small circle of friends. I know a lot of people, but I've got a very small circle of friends, and they have been extremely supportive to me. They don't judge me. They don't, knock me down for thinking or saying something. I mean, they don't know what I'm going through because they've not been through it themselves, but they are as understanding as they possibly can be, because for them, they've also lost as well, because not only am I their friend, but they were Paul's friend too. And then after that, I started to feel better, but then something silly happened. My laptop broke down. And that's when I realised that losing a partner, I haven't just lost my lover and my friend. I've lost many things. I realised Paul fixed everything. The computer, the Hoover, the tumble dryer. He decorated, you know. I've lost my comforter, the person that I confided in. I've lost my banker, my lover. He was just so many things on a daily basis. I've lost everything, and I've lost part of me. I'm not who I used to be. Lorraine has gone. I'm somebody else now, and although I feel as though a big part of me is back, and back to normal, I'm not back to normal. I'm not. Which some of my friends pointed out to me at the weekend, because I thought even memory-wise I was back to normal, but my friends pointed out to me that that's still up in the pan. But gosh, it was a point I wanted to make, and now it's just gone out of my mind after I've just been talking about my memory. But I'm getting there. It's still hard. I don't cry as much as I do, and I can now have a conversation and talk about Paul and talk about things that happened, or places we went and laughs we had, or even times when we've bickered. I can talk about them now without breaking down and crying, but I still miss him as though it just happened yesterday. And it's been over 4 months now, and last week we celebrated Paul's birthday, which was quite nice. We went to the cemetery and we put balloons on his plaque, on his cross, and we let balloons off, and I think some of us even had chicken and chips, you know. And then we went back to his house, and his whole family was there, and some of his closest friends, and we played music. We had a barbecue. It was really hot last week, and there was no tears. We all talked about Paul and we celebrated his life, and it was just amazing. And I know that if he was there in spirit, and if he could have been there himself, he would have been over the moon, because family was something that was extremely important to Paul. And having his daughters and his grandson there, and just all his brothers and everything, was just brilliant. I'm a bit gutted now that I sat in the car and just did this off the cuff, because I did have a valid point that I wanted to make, and I've forgotten it. But hopefully I'll remember, and I'll probably come back and say it another day. I haven't mastered how to pause this yet and then continue, so that's that. But if you're going through the same thing, I say don't hold back your feelings. If you want to cry, cry. If you want to scream and shout, scream and shout. If you want to laugh and have a drink, or whatever you want to do, do it. But just be true to yourself and don't hide away. For me, I tell you what's been good is that one of my auntie actually told me that she was watching Paul Daniels' wife, I can't remember her name, is it Debbie McGee, talk about her grief journey, and she said that she found not doing things routine was helpful for her, and I definitely agree with that. I used to be quite I wouldn't say a keep fit fanatic, but I enjoyed going to the gym and stuff, and obviously I haven't worked out in that way since last year, but I have took up other alternative exercise regimes, such as yoga. I'm going to a spa tomorrow, and them sort of things I didn't do before. I have gone out with friends and I've done things that never done with Paul. I've eaten in restaurants that I've never been to with Paul, and it feels good in that respect, because you're not sitting there thinking, oh well, I used to do this with them and I used to do that with them. It's a big life change, but I do feel it's for the better and it's helped me a lot. So if there was one piece of advice that I would like to give anybody that's going through the same thoughts sort of thing, the same sort of grief that I am, is do things differently. Come out of your routine, because your life from the moment your loved one passed away has changed, and it's a massive change, and unfortunately it changes everything. And so if you can make deliberate changes without losing, you'll never lose that person. They'll always be in here and in your heart, but if you can make changes that will help you for your future, then give it a try. I feel like I've just waffled on. I need to go inside because I am supposed to be going to do a workout in about 45 minutes. And so, yeah, just keep doing what you're doing, and thank you for listening. Thank you.